What's up, everybody? Today I am gonna tell a story, and it's a funny story.
We'll see.
As you can see, I'm also wearing the G.G. Allen rag here. Ain't no gang shit. It's in remembrance of G.G. Allen.
The county won't give me any more methadone.
This story is about the time I got kicked out of Jubilee Foods for smoking a joint and showing up all over the meat section.
Well, maybe you can tell us why.
So me and my homie have been at the bar all night drinking and taking Xanax and shit, and like we were fucked up. Like I had just started coming out of my blackout when we got to Jubilee Foods. Now let me tell you, this place was like a block from my house. I had lived in this place for a while, and so every night I was in there. It was open 24/7, so every night I was in there fucked up getting something. So they kind of knew my face. We get there, and as I'm walking the door, I had this big fat joint of some dank. And I was like, watch this, man. And he goes, you ain't gonna do that. I was like, watch this. I lit that bitch up as I was going in the door. And I walked all through there smoking that motherfucker like I owned the place.
This guy is a wrecking machine, and he's hungry.
So I'm walking around, some old man said something to me and gave me a dirty look.
Man, this is some bullshit!
I was like, what'd you say? He says, the least you could do is share. So I was like, hell yeah, old school, come here. I hand him the doobie. He's like, sticks his head into the cereal section and hits that motherfucker. And like I said, it was some good dank. So he's like, and he walked off just choking, smoke coming out of his mouth. So I get over to the meat section, right? And I look up, and there's the manager of the place staring at me.
Yes!
Looking at me like, so, and he doesn't say a word, right? So I look at him in mad defiance, and I go, and hit that bitch as hard as I could and held it in, and then I was like, whoa! I puked all over the meat sack, like that. Them big freezers full of steaks and meat and shit. Dude, I told you I was at the bar all night. I puked my guts out like gallons of booze. It's like I probably heaved 6, 7, 8 times, and each time a huge splash came out. Just whoa, maybe even 10 times. I mean, I puked my guts out. Right in front of the manager, and he's 10 feet away, and I get done puking, and I look at him. He's like this now.
Somebody!
I looked at his ass, I went like this. I wiped my mouth off and started hitting that bitch again and walked away. I grabbed what I wanted, went up to the counter. This motherfucker rang me out and everything. Didn't say a word to me.
Fucked up, but true.
So the next time I was in there, I went and got some shit, and the teenager, the young dude at the counter, whoever, was like, was that you that was smoking all that weed in here? And I'm like, no, it wasn't me. He goes, well, I'm pretty sure it was you. I'm like, how the fuck you pretty sure it was me? Out of everybody that comes in here, we're in this third biggest city in Minnesota, and you're just sure it was me. But he goes, yeah. Anyway, he goes, I don't give a fuck, but that other guy, he is after you. He is after you so bad. So it became a game. I'd go in there with a couple of my homies, and I'd go down the aisles. I'd have my hood on, and that guy was checking for me, though, and he'd figure out it was me, and I'd sneak out and run out the door, and my buddies would be getting the shit that I wanted for me, and they said they could hear him on the phone. What do you mean? You mean you can't do nothing? No, he's not here. He ran out. You mean you're not even gonna come here? Fucking, he'd hang up. He goes, you two know him. Who's that kid who was in here and smoked all that weed and threw up all over and ran out of here fucking laughing? It was called Jubilee Foods back then, so we'd call it like, man, I went into tubes and got away with that shit again. Cause anytime I'd go in there to get something, like I'd have to dodge this motherfucker, you know? Cause he wanted me. He was after me, terribly, terribly. Years later, I'd be arrested with a 45 on me at that same fucking store. But that's a story for another day.